Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. It did not begin with fireworks or scandal. It began with a simple notice. At 3 p.m. today, Yang Mei Mei's mother will address the media. No studio logo, no dramatic poster, just a line of text that quietly shook the industry. Parents of stars usually stay far away from microphones. They are the unseen figures behind childhood auditions, long drives to filming locations, and quiet late-night phone calls. To see one of them step into the spotlight meant something had gone very wrong, or something very important was finally ready to be said. When she walked onto the small stage, she did not look like a media-trained spokesperson. She looked like any mother you might see in a supermarket queue, dressed simply, holding her notes a little too tightly. The cameras flashed, and for a brief second her eyes closed, as if she were gathering years of worry into one steady breath. Around the world, we have seen more public figures and their families speak openly about private struggles, especially around mental health and relationships, in an effort to counter gossip with honesty and reduce stigma. That afternoon in that modest room, this mother decided it was her turn. She did not waste time. "Yes," she said, "they were apart. My daughter and Yulong did separate for a time." There was a ripple of movement among the reporters, but no one interrupted. She went on to describe something that many couples in the digital age will recognize: a relationship not just between two people, but between two people and millions of opinions. While they were filming, every expression was captured, replayed, and judged. When they were tired, the internet called them unprofessional. When they smiled less, people whispered trouble in paradise. Studies across different countries have shown that constant online harassment and negative comments are strongly linked to anxiety, depression, and emotional exhaustion, especially when they come from anonymous strangers who feel no responsibility for the harm they cause. In private, Yang Mei Mei told her mother that it felt like living in a glass house while being criticized for every breath she took. The separation did not begin with one big argument. It began with many small wounds. Late-night messages she did not want to read, articles built on speculation, and the growing belief that no matter what they did, someone would twist it into drama. Love, it seemed, was not only fighting fatigue and schedules, it was fighting the echo chamber of the internet. What made the mother's words so powerful was that she refused to present her daughter as a victim, and Yulong as a villain, or the other way round. Instead, she described two human beings each facing a different kind of storm. For Yang Mei Mei, it was the pressure to remain flawless. For Yulong, it was the demand to stay strong and successful, even when his heart was shaking. Research on the mental health of celebrities has long noted that the combination of constant scrutiny, loss of privacy, and unrealistic expectations can lead to isolation, self-doubt, and a deep fear of failure, even in those who seem outwardly confident. The mother recalled evenings when her daughter would arrive home exhausted, remove her makeup in silence, and then suddenly burst into tears over a single cruel comment. She also remembered the quietness in Yulong's voice when he apologized for not being there more, torn between career demands and the urge to protect his wife. They were not fighting each other. They were fighting the invisible weight of expectations. Fans wanting constant access, platforms rewarding controversy, companies counting numbers instead of feelings. Somewhere along the way, their shared table became two separate islands. It was not that love had disappeared. It was that they no longer knew how to reach each other through the noise. The turning point did not arrive with a grand speech or a perfectly scripted scene. It came in the harsh light of a hospital corridor. Yulong had just returned from a long shoot, the kind that blurs time into one continuous sequence of scenes, interviews, and flights. He was still half in character when the phone rang. His mother-in-law had been taken to hospital. Within hours, he was standing beside his wife again, not as an actor beside an actress, but as a son-in-law beside a frightened daughter. Hospitals have a way of stripping life down to its essentials. On those plastic chairs surrounded by faint antiseptic and the steady beeping of machines, no one cared about ratings, brand deals, or trending lists. They cared about whether the woman behind the doors would be all right. They cared about whether the words "I'm sorry" and "I'm here" had come too late. The mother later said that in those days she watched something shift. They still disagreed. They still hurt. But the walls between them began to soften. They shared coffee from the same paper cup. They took turns staying awake. They prayed in their own quiet ways. In that corridor, they were reminded of a truth many of us only fully understand in crisis. When life is fragile, ego becomes very small, and the person you reach for is often the one you were closest to losing. When the mother finally revealed that Yang Mei Mei was 3 months pregnant, the room inhaled as one. It was not just the news of a baby. It was the symbol of a decision. She explained that the couple had chosen to step back from certain offers, to decline some high-profile projects and reduce their constant online presence. It was not an easy choice. In modern entertainment, visibility is often treated as a form of currency. Yet more and more public figures across the world are beginning to speak openly about taking breaks, seeking support and prioritizing mental health and family life over constant exposure. For Yang Mei Mei and Yulong, success began to look different. Instead of counting only awards and headlines, they started counting quiet mornings when they could eat breakfast without rushing. Instead of rehearsing interviews, they rehearsed how they might one day explain to their child what it means to live honestly in a public world. The mother did not present the pregnancy as a magical solution. She spoke of their fears, the worry that the child might grow up reading old rumors, the concern that stepping back would be interpreted as weakness. But she also described something gentler. The way Yulong would rest his hand on his wife's shoulder as she read, the way she would smile without checking if a camera was watching. They were not just expecting a child. They were learning to expect something better from themselves. To some, it might have seemed as though the couple were simply disappearing. In reality, they were creating a different kind of presence. The mother shared how they had begun simple rituals at home. Evening walks without phones, Sunday dinners where work talk was not allowed, and a small wooden box on their shelf filled with handwritten letters addressed to our future child. In those letters, they did not write about red carpets or magazine covers. They wrote about ordinary victories, resolving a disagreement with patience, getting through a hard week without blaming each other, finding joy in making soup on a rainy day. At the same time, they quietly supported projects that mattered to them. They lent their names, not loudly but steadily, to conversations about healthier online behavior, kinder comment cultures, and the importance of seeking help early when stress feels overwhelming. Research has shown that when celebrities speak about emotional struggles or support mental health openly, it can reduce stigma and encourage others to seek help. For them, this was a form of resistance. Not against fans, but against a system that treats human hearts as entertainment. By choosing small, consistent acts of care in their private life, they were quietly rewriting what it meant to be successful in public. In her final moments at the podium, Yang Mei Mei's mother did something unexpected. Instead of defending specific rumors or attacking particular headlines, she spoke directly to the people watching from living rooms in Seoul, Tokyo, Los Angeles, Paris, Sydney, Toronto, and countless other cities. She acknowledged that in many countries from East Asia to Europe, the pressures on public figures have grown painfully visible. The tragic stories of artists broken by online attacks and relentless criticism have forced societies to confront the real cost of careless words and cyberbullying, which studies consistently link to higher rates of anxiety, depression, and emotional distress. EP News. +2. PMC. +2. Then she said very simply, "My daughter and my son-in-law are not perfect. They have made mistakes. They have hurt each other. But they chose to come back. They chose to apologize, to listen, to stay. That is the truth I wanted you to hear." For viewers aged 35 to 75, her words carried a particular weight. Many had known their own seasons of silence, doors closed too hard, apologies delayed for years. This story was not asking anyone to idealize a celebrity couple. It was offering a quieter invitation to remember that love in any life is less about never breaking and more about learning how to mend. If this story spoke to something in your own life, a relationship tested by pressure, a moment in a hospital corridor, a second chance you are still learning to trust, then you are not alone. Here on Update X24H, we do more than repeat headlines. We look for the human truth beneath them. If you would like to continue exploring stories like this, told with care, reflection, and respect, we warmly invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your time, your comments, and your presence here mean more than any number on a screen. Thank you for watching, for feeling, and for thinking with us today. We hope to see you in the next video.